The morning begins with the kind of winter stillness that usually settles over Moscow's Sheremetyevo airport, a place built on rhythm, arrivals, departures, and the steady pulse of travellers moving in every direction. Today, that rhythm fractures. Outside Terminal B, the cold air carries an unusual tension as people gather in growing numbers, clutching luggage, phones, and unanswered questions. Behind them, the glass facade reflects both the grey sky and the uncertainty taking hold inside. Russia's defense ministry has just confirmed what officials are calling one of the largest aerial strikes attempted by Ukraine since the war began. More than 300 drones launched overnight, most of them intercepted before reaching strategic sites. Even for a country accustomed to air alerts and military updates, the scope of this attack lands like a shockwave. Sheremetyevo, one of Moscow's busiest airports, feels that impact immediately. Crowds outside Terminal B move slowly, many unsure of whether to wait, return home, or search for information that remains too vague to act on. As more travellers filter toward the doors, the scene becomes a mixture of confusion and quiet frustration. Security personnel hold their posts with measured composure, aware that any sign of panic could ripple through the thousands now stranded. Inside, the atmosphere grows heavier. A long sweep across the main hall shows clusters of passengers standing shoulder to shoulder, their faces turned upward toward the bright blue glow of the departure screens. Rows of flights flash in yellow and red, each line repeating the same message: delayed, delayed, delayed. For some people, the information is merely an inconvenience. For others, it means missing connections, losing reservations, or being forced into an unplanned night in the airport. The camera moves across the hall, following a slow pan of a crowd that keeps expanding. Families sit on luggage, business travellers tap messages onto phones, and young conscripts, military patches still stitched to their jackets, stare at the screens in silence. For a moment, it feels as though the entire terminal is suspended in time, held between the routine of civilian life and the unmistakable shadow of a conflict happening hundreds of kilometres away. Near the check-in counters, the scene becomes even more tangled. A top-down view reveals serpentine queues wrapping through metal barriers as passengers inch forward, hoping for clarity from airline staff who themselves have been given only limited updates. Some people lift their heads toward the massive flight information board, hoping for a sudden change that rarely comes. Others bury their faces in their phones, waiting for calls from relatives, colleagues, or travel agents. One screen becomes the centre of attention. Rows of destinations, London, Istanbul, Dubai, Vladivostok, Yerevan, are all marked with extensive delays. A closer shot shows the minutes stretching into hours. What was once a smooth schedule now looks like a battlefield map of disruptions. Each delay a reminder of how quickly global mobility can falter in the face of rising tension. A group of passengers shifts restlessly near a kiosk, displaying local advertisements. A woman in traditional Russian dress appears on the screen, her image bright and composed, offering a stark contrast to the reality unfolding around her. The escalators beside the display continue running, but few people use them. Most remain grounded, unwilling to move far from any potential announcement. Two women examine their phones, scrolling through airline messages and government alerts. They speak quietly, the kind of hushed exchange that reveals worry without escalating it. Behind them, a steady stream of people walks past another display screen, flickering with updates that change too slowly to satisfy anyone waiting. Rows of seats near the far wall fill quickly. Military personnel take their places among civilian passengers, their uniforms blending uneasily into a space built for tourism, business, and family travel. Their presence, calm, disciplined, and unmistakable, reminds everyone how profoundly the conflict has reshaped daily routines. As the minutes turn into hours, frustration gives way to resignation. Some travellers close their eyes, leaning back against their bags. Others sit hunched over, elbows on knees, staring at the floor as if waiting for it to offer clarity. A family unwraps snacks brought from home, attempting to salvage a sense of normalcy amid the chaos. Children swing their legs from chairs too tall for them, unaware of the details behind the disruption, yet sensing the tension around them. A wide view outside Terminal B shows the persistent build-up of people who have chosen not to enter, preferring to wait for updates in the brisk air rather than inside the crowded terminal. Snowflakes begin to drift down, softening the noise but not the unease. Cars pull up and drive away again, drivers checking their phones repeatedly for news of reopening. Inside, Sheremetyevo's departure screens continue to glow as passengers pass by, each person searching for the line that will determine their next move. the hall lights reflect against polished floors, illuminating faces lined with exhaustion. This is no longer just a transportation delay. It has become a shared moment of uncertainty, shaped by events far beyond the airport walls. As Russia recounts the details of the overnight attack, hundreds of drones intercepted, air defences activated across several regions, and temporary airport closures ordered for safety, people here absorb the information in real time. Despite the frustration, there is a striking sense of quiet endurance. The crowds remain orderly, conversations muted, emotions contained. It is a portrait of a large city accustomed to navigating the disruptions of a prolonged conflict. Hours pass, and Sheremetyevo slowly begins adapting to its new reality. Airline staff move briskly behind desks, working through rebooking procedures. Security agents redirect passengers toward less crowded areas. Travellers begin organising themselves, forming smaller groups around power outlets, food kiosks, and seating clusters. The airport, though shaken, finds a fragile rhythm again. But the shadow of the news lingers. A drone attack of this scale sends a signal of escalation, a reminder that technological warfare can reach deeply into civilian infrastructure and disrupt the lives of thousands in an instant. For many passengers stranded here, today is a personal inconvenience. For others, it is a sobering reminder that the conflict continues to evolve, affecting even the most mundane routines like catching a flight home. As daylight shifts toward late afternoon, the crowds appear calmer, though no less weary. People continue to move, queue, sit, check screens, and compare stories. The airport's exterior stands firm, even if its operations have faltered. Terminal B's walls shelter travellers from the cold, but not from the uncertainty that now shapes the hours ahead. Across Moscow, authorities urge patience as airspace restrictions lift gradually. Some flights resume, taxiing down runways that had been closed just hours earlier. The sound of engines starting breaks the monotony inside, offering a measure of relief. For those still waiting, it signals that movement, literal and symbolic, may soon return. Yet the larger story remains: an overnight drone strike of historic scale, a capital adjusting once again, and thousands of people caught in the middle of a geopolitical contest that shows no sign of slowing. Sheremetyevo's crowded terminals become a visual chapter of this moment. Ordinary people navigating extraordinary disruptions, responding not with rage but with resilient, measured patience. As the day ends, the airport's lights shimmer against the darkening sky. Passengers still trickle through the corridors, some finally boarding, others preparing for another long wait. What began as a routine travel day has unfolded into a testament to how conflict touches lives in unexpected ways, reminding everyone here that the world beyond the runway is shifting fast, and the consequences reach far beyond military maps or official statements. Sheremetyevo stands as both a transportation hub and a reflection of the turbulence surrounding it, a place where the impact of distant decisions becomes immediate, where travellers carry both their luggage and the weight of global uncertainty. And as people continue to wait, hope, and move forward, the airport gradually finds its rhythm once more, even as the events of this day mark it indelibly.